This is Steve Young for the Co-Roundtable. We consider our species, I take it, as Homo sapiens. So we're supposed to be the wise among the hominids. There's another phrase, I think, about us, another descriptor, which points to a different aspect, which is also very important, and that's Homo faber, the hominids who make things, to fabricate, who use their hands. But to use your hands to make a stone tool, to make an adze, to make a cell phone, also requires the use of your thinking, of your brain, of your creativity. So I have looked at the impact of technology on a number of times, because I think we need to respect and be wary of, but look to technology, particularly in the area of climate change. I would argue, to a large extent, it was technology. The use of hydrocarbons, first of all, the invention of the steam engine, the Industrial Revolution, and then the shifting to hydrocarbons, gas and oil, to create the energy that we needed for railroads, for trains, for cars, for airplanes, for cell phones, for computers, et cetera, et cetera. Natural gas to heat your stoves. Now there's movements in some American cities say, no, we want to ban natural gas. Okay, but what about technology that would have a meliorative effect on, it would improve the situation with climate change and global warming? So there's an article I saw in Time about agriculture in Brazil, which is a new concept, a new way, and they call it agroforesting, where you combine fields of crops with fields of trees in order to take advantage of the natural cycles of the Amazon basin of trees, which can provide cover against sunlight. Also, apparently, trees with their roots and their leaves are directly involved in the circulation of moisture in the air and the creation of actually drawing moisture from deeper in the earth up to the surface to work with the plants that are growing, close to the ground. So agroforesting is a new technology. And there was a little comment in this story that it takes more money up front, the first 2 or 3 years, in order to plant trees, and it also takes more money per year because you can't just buy big machines to harvest your soybeans or whatever it is. You've got to do it with smaller machines or with people, because the plants, the cash crops are growing between the trees, and you can't get cash from your big trees for 20, 30 years, something like that. But in any case, in one particular farm, where there were some pilot projects, the total income after about 2 or 3 years was, I think, 150% of the traditional income. So there was a net increase in profit by shifting to a new technology. There's another article I ran across about cement making. Cement making involves a lot of pollution, putting CO2 into the air, burning limestone, using fuel, things like that. But somebody is working on a technology which uses light in order to make the cement in small batches. It's a different chemical process using bacteria that are sort of turned on, stimulated by light, and they create the chemical reaction which makes cement. So you could come up with large quantities of cement blocks with much less impact on the environment. Technology. A third article, facts out there about cheaper hydrogen. It's an expensive thing, but it is possible. There's new technology, electrolyzers, which can split water into oxygen and hydrogen. So we can obtain hydrogen, which is a much better quality form of fuel, which can create electricity and run other engines, and with oxygen as a side product. And again, that's technology. Should private markets invest in something like this? Or in the early stages, is this a public good which the government should fund, at least fund the research, or the government should subsidize? Sort of thoughtful technology. This article was called "The Renewable Potential of Abandoned Mines." Proponents of pumped storage hydropower say former mines could be used to create electricity without having greenhouse gas emissions. So what the idea is, down in the bottom of the mine, you would have some turbines. At the top of the mine, you dig a great big pit and you fill it up with a lot of water. Then you send the water by gravity down a pipe, goes through the turbines generate electricity, and then the water is pumped back up to the surface to put in the holding pond. So you have a way, you're spending electricity on the pumping the water up, but you have a way of generating a lot of electricity without burning any fuel.